Hi everyone, this is Deborah Baska and welcome to our very first week of our Dash to Diamond. I am an 8-star diamond coach, I'm a 3-time elite coach, and I'm a Success Club 10 legend. And I also am, I'm going to be talking to you about recruiting, so I thought you should know that I typically recruit 10 to 12 people every month. That's my goal. So with that, I'm going to talk to you about my tips on how you should be a top recruiter and why it's so important for your business. So first of all, let's look at it like this. Have you ever thought about recruiting as being your job? You probably thought you were a Beachbody coach, right? And what does that have to do with recruiting? Well, being a Beachbody coach and building a successful business is all about your team. Teamwork makes the dream work, and you're going to hear me say that a lot. And so that's why I like to say you need to recruit like it's your job, because it is. The more people that you bring to your team, and we can call it team building or sponsoring or recruiting, but the more people you sponsor to your team, the more potential your business has to be a very viable business for you and your family, as well as you are building wealth amongst all of the other people on your team. So it's really a beautiful thing. You're helping more people, but you're also helping yourself and your family achieve their goals. So before I got too far into this, I wanted to lay out just a few expectations. So this is a Dash to Diamond. So what are the expectations when you're a diamond coach? Well, you need to be sponsoring at least 4 to 5 new coaches each month. You obviously should be hitting Success Club every single month. You should be focused on having your new personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club and be success starters, because that's the coolest thing in the world, for your new coach to win a free ticket to Summit, right? That really gives them the tools to really explode their business in a few months when they get to Summit, right? You also need to be building an emerald factory. The more emeralds you have on your team, the stronger your team is going to be, and the more your volume will grow and your income will grow, right? Because you earn cycle volume on all of the business in your downline, and when you're a diamond coach, you also earn an additional matching bonus on the cycle bonus that your emeralds make. So it's another source of income as a diamond. Finally, with the diamond, as a diamond, you need to have mental muscle. And I put this in big capital letters because as Beachbody coaches, I know we're all very focused on building our muscle, but our mental muscle is so important. It is actually the make it or break it thing, the make it or break it part of your body that will help you be the most successful as a coach. So let's take a look in the mirror. This is our reality check. I just showed you some of the expectations that you need to be focused on as no matter what, as non-negotiable goals every single month as a diamond. Now take a look in the mirror and let's see how you measure up. How many times a week are you presenting the business opportunity? So let's think about it this way. Let's think about 20% of the people that you present the business to will sign up. Let's just assume that. Maybe more, maybe less, but that's an average. If you want to sign 4 to 5 coaches a month, how many people do you need to be presenting the business to at a minimum? At a minimum. Do the math. Is it more than you're talking to currently? How many coaches do you actually sign up per month? Are you signing up at least 1 coach a month currently? Are you hit or miss on signing up coaches? I'll tell you, back in the day when I was a new coach, which was about 3.5 years ago, to make Success Club, you had to sign up 1 coach a month. 1 coach a month. And we were actually very disappointed when they took that requirement away, because signing new coaches is an integral part of building your business, right? And I know when it was a part of making Success Club, when it was a no matter what thing I had to do as a brand new coach, and I'm a Success Club 10 legend, I was a Success Club 5 All-Star before that, I signed up a coach every single month. So are you signing up coaches every single month? How much personal development are you doing each day? This is your mental muscle. Are you building your mental muscle every single day, just like you do your physical muscle? How many people are you meeting and adding each day? This looks very familiar, doesn't it? This looks like the 3 vital behaviors, because that's exactly what it is. This is how you're going to build a strong and successful business, and this is how you're going to get to diamond. And this is how you're going to bring people onto your team and sponsor new coaches every single month. How many Success Club points do you yourself earn every single month? Is Success Club a non-negotiable goal for you? Is it a non-negotiable goal? At least Success Club 5. And now Success Club 10 is the new 5, right? With the new lead requirements. So 5 to 10 every single month, non-negotiable. You realize, don't you, that when you hit Success Club, you're actually helping new people every single month. And this is another tidbit I'll give you. If your business is not moving forward, it's moving back. There is no coasting. You can't just, you don't move anywhere. You can't sit flat. You're either moving forward, which is why Success Club is so important, because you're adding new customers to your base every single month, or you're falling back. You've seen that happen, haven't you, with discount coaches and with Shakeology HD orders. People get on and then they get off. You've got to constantly be adding new to your business. And are you sponsoring team builders? Beachbody now gives us a new report card every month, and it shows us how many team builders we have on our team. So team builders, these are your emeralds. These are the people that are actually, sponsoring new coaches themselves, as well as earning some Success Club points. Team builders. Do you have team builders on your team? Maybe right now you have majority of discount coaches on your team. Maybe you're an emerald and it's your mom and your husband, right? That was my first 2 coaches, my mom and my husband. Those aren't team builders. Well, they are now, but at the beginning they weren't. So I had to keep looking for those team builders, right? That's how you build a strong business. Discount coaches have their place, right? But you need those team builders as well. So one more look in the mirror. What is the Beachbody corporate mission? Can you recite it? Do you know what it is? And what is your responsibility to it? Well, I'm going to make it easy for you, let you think about it. Our mission is to help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy and fulfilling life. Wow, that's pretty amazing, right? Now ask yourself, do you believe? This is the bottom line. This is it. This is your mental muscle. Do you believe in what we stand for? Do you believe in the integrity of our company? Do you believe in our leadership? Do you believe that we have the quality products, that there's nothing better than what we have to offer? Do you live it yourself every single day? Do you believe that this business can change people's lives? Do you believe that these products can change people's lives? Do you believe that it can change your life? Are you convicted about what you do? Are you convicted that there's no other shake that you would drink other than Shakeology? Are you convicted that it's worth the money? Are you convicted that if people get in here and work this business, this is going to work? This is the business to be in. There is no other business I would rather be in. I'm convicted about that. I'm absolutely convicted. And it's so important for you to be a team builder, for you to have conviction. If you are convicted about all those things, if you do believe, then what is blocking you? And I'm asking this question because I'm assuming that something is blocking you from being a rockstar recruiter. You may be a rockstar recruiter already. But if you're not, what is blocking you from being that person? For a lot of us, inviting people to the business opportunity is a frog. And if you've read the book Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, you'll recognize what this means. Eat that frog. His theory is if you eat the frog first thing every day, the thing that's the nastiest, most disgusting thing that you could possibly eat, if you eat it first, everything else will be simple. Everything else will be wonderful. So if inviting to the business opportunity is your frog, if it's that thing you hate to do most, and I have to admit, it's something that I have to build my mental muscle up to do as well. then you need to do that first. And you need to ask yourself, what is blocking you? Are you afraid of people saying no? And if so, why? Why are you afraid of their no? What will their no do to you? You need to see this all the way through. Are you afraid that it's going to hurt your reputation? Are you afraid it's going to hurt your image? Are you afraid that people are going to look at you? Like here I was a vice president of marketing. I had this, big job. And I was kind of worried, what are people going to think? How far Deborah has fallen from her corporate position to doing network marketing. Well, you know what? I don't care anymore because I'm laughing all the way to the bank. And I'm laughing all the way to all this freedom of time. I'm laughing all the way to Cancun. I don't care what they think because I'm convicted. This is a legitimate business that has a purpose, that's meaningful, that changes people's lives, and will actually pay the bills and put food on your table and then some. I'm convicted about that. I kind of look at other people that are working a regular job and I kind of wonder what's wrong with them. Do you think they worry about what I think? They don't worry about that. So don't you worry either. Go for no. That's the only way you're going to be a rockstar recruiter. Because to get to those 4 to 5 new coaches every month, right? Or 10 to 12 or 30, like some of our top 10 coaches, you have to ask a lot of people. And you're going to get a lot more no's than you get yeses. And you have just got to get used to that. You have got to get used to no. Chalene Johnson interviewed somebody on her podcast. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he actually went out and he set out to fail every single day for 100 days straight, to get told no, to get knocked down. And he found that it was really hard because actually people said yes more often than they said no. But his whole point was to kind of desensitize himself to the no. And that's what you have to do too. You have to sit down before you start your invites and give yourself a little pep talk and say, I'm convicted. I believe that this is the business that everyone should do. I don't know why anyone would want to do anything else. I believe this, and they would be crazy if they didn't want me to present this to them. Go for no. You've got to do that. And that's another book, Go for No, Yes is the Destination. And if you haven't read that book, then put it on your list too. Both of these books are super short and they are a super critical part of your personal development library. Here's another thing I want you to think about. What do you say when somebody asks you what you do? Now, if you have other jobs, I'm a vice president of marketing, but what do you say when they ask you what you do in this part of your life? Do you say, I'm a Beachbody coach? And if so, what do they say? Do they ask what that is? Do they ask, well, what does that mean? Do they ask, are you a personal trainer? I don't say that because Beachbody is a brand, right? And it's a product that we recommend. But I want people to identify with me as a health and fitness professional. I want them to identify with Deborah Baska Fitness, right? And I offer Beachbody products. That's my recommendation for so many of the issues that people have in their lives with health and fitness. But maybe I can also give them advice on running because I'm a runner. Or maybe you're into paleo or gluten-free. Maybe you can give them advice on that because that's something that's really important to you. So number one, we're going to talk about branding later in our training, but think about that, about branding yourself. So when people ask you what you do, here's some things that you might want to think about. I am a health and fitness professional and I help people live amazing lives. Well, that's a pretty cool job. And when you say it just like that, people are going to say, well, that sounds really neat. How do you do that? Oh, well, I work with people online. I help people all over the world and I represent Beachbody products, etc. Another thing you might say is, have you heard of P90X and Insanity? Well, I help people achieve success with at-home programs like that. That's pretty simple, right? It's a little more pointed. Or how about this one? I own my own coaching business in the health and fitness industry, and I help people lead healthy and fulfilling lives all over the world. It's amazing. That's conviction. These statements need to roll off your tongue. So these may not be the right statements for you, but you need to take the time. This is your first assignment. Write down what it is that you do in a very simple Simple sentence that creates excitement and piques interest so that people ask you, well, what exactly is that? How do you do that? Tell me more. And that it's easy for you to say, that you don't stumble over. I know I have to practice this because I stumble. I'm a health and fitness coach. Well, oh, you're a personal trainer. That's the first thing they say if you say I'm a health and fitness coach. Oh, you're a personal trainer. No, I'm not. I'm not. Maybe you are. I'm not. So you need to know what you do and you need to be convicted about it. You need to be professional. Whether or not this is a hobby job for you or not, you still need to be professional and credible in this aspect of your business. All right, let's start recruiting. Let's go. First off, who do you invite? Well, everyone. You invite everyone to be a part of your business. Everyone, challengers, obviously that's your low-hanging fruit, right? That's captive audience. But how about your Facebook friends, your Facebook followers, your real life friends, your friends of friends, your family, strangers, people, you wear your Insanity shirt to the gas station and the clerk asks you, oh, wow, is that Insanity thing? And you strike up a conversation. Next thing you know, you whip out your phone, you get her on Facebook. I have done that. Yes, I have. I speak from the truth. Going to shoe shopping and you're talking to the guy that's helping you pick out sizes at Dick's and he asks you about your P90X shirt. Well, he's obviously interested in something to do with sports and fitness, right? Maybe you should Facebook friend him. Hey, can I look you up on Facebook? There's all kinds of ways to ask people to be a part of your business or a part of your health and fitness challenges, but the whole point about it is you've got to invite everybody. The world is your oyster. If you start looking at your list of people with filters on, you are eliminating so many people. It doesn't matter if they're a doctor, if they're already making $1 million, or if they're, a single mom struggling to make ends meet and she doesn't have any money and she couldn't possibly afford a challenge pack. Don't you make that decision for people. Because I know for me, I think people would have looked at me and said, oh, well, she's got a good job. She wouldn't want to do network marketing. How do they know? How did they know that I'm miserable in my job, that I would love to do something else? Because we always go around, talking about, I've got this great job, but I was dying to do something else. We have teachers and orthodontists. We have waitresses and bartenders and stay-at-home moms and military personnel and police officers and store clerks and restaurant owners and singers and dancers, actors. All gamut of people have become Beachbody coaches and have been successful. So don't eliminate anyone based upon your preconceived notion. When I first started inviting, I invited with filters, and I went through the list and I asked the people that I thought would be more likely to say yes and that I was more comfortable with, right? And then I kind of got to a point where I was done with that. It's like, okay, and I'm still meeting new people, but I'm asking quicker than I'm meeting new people. So I had to get out of my comfort zone and I had to go back and look at my list again, and I had to start inviting without filters. And I can guarantee when you do that, people will surprise you. People will surprise you, and we'll talk more about that. So again, why would you invite everybody? Because who wouldn't want to do something this amazing? That's your conviction, right? Who wouldn't want to do this? I have to say, I wake up every day and I say that to myself. Who wouldn't want to do this? Who wouldn't want to be going to Cancun tomorrow and working out with Shanti and Autumn and Tony Horton, taking your family on an expense-paid vacation? Who wouldn't want to be sitting here in my workout shorts and my little top doing a business presentation? Who would rather be at an office in their pantyhose and their pumps? Who wouldn't want to do something like this? Invite everyone. All right, so where else do we find these challengers? We find them, or teammates. We find them in challenge groups. Challenge groups are your captive audience, right? So what are you looking for in challenge groups? This is important. Number one, you look for rock star challengers. And rock star challengers are your star pupils. They're the ones that are engaged in the group. Whenever you post, they comment. When other people post, they comment. You give them a challenge, they do it. They post their pictures. They're having great success. And what you do with these rockstar challengers is you commend them. And you commend them in a private message. You say, hey, Susie, I really appreciate how engaged you are in our challenge group. It means so much to everybody else because it keeps them pumped up. I'm so proud of you. And Susie's going to come back and she goes, oh, thanks, Deb. You know, I'm really having fun and this is really helping me so much. And I'm just so excited by what's happening, you know, with my tummy, and my muscles are getting bigger. And you guys chat back and forth a little bit. And then you ask eventually, you say, hey, you know, Susie, have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? I mean, if nothing else, you should definitely get the discount because you love Shakeology. Why should you pay more? But have you ever considered it? And Susie's either going to say one of two things. She's going to say, oh gosh, Deb, you know, I'm not ready for that. You know, maybe someday, but you know, I still have so much weight to lose and I'm just not ready for that. Or she's going to say, you know, Deb, I was kind of thinking about that. I was wondering how I would go about doing that. Good to know, right? If you didn't ask, you wouldn't know. The other thing you want to do with your challenge groups is you want to give them tasks. And you give them tasks that are intentional to help weed out who the rock stars are. So here's an example of a task I did in my recent challenge group. It was Sunday, and I said, it's Food Prep Sunday. Post a picture of your food prep on your Facebook page and tag me in it. Tag me, that's key. So this challenger posted a pic of her 21-day fix containers, and she just said, lunch food prep for today. These containers make it so much easier. And she tagged me. And look at all the people that responded. Oh my gosh, are those, where did you get those? Is that 21-day fix thing? Oh, I've been wanting to try that. How did you like it? On and on and on. She had all these people respond. And she's still tagging me in comments about, hey, need to get with Deborah. Or she'll message me, hey, Cindy wants more information. That's a rockstar challenger for you, right? That's somebody that is definitely a coach potential, right? So ask them to do things like this and tag you so that you can see the kind of response they get. Then you can go back to this challenger and say, wow, look at all your friends that want to do this too. Did you know that if you refer 3, you can get yours free? Did you know that if 3 friends of yours join us in our next challenge group, you could get your Shakeology for free? Now I've planted the seed, right? I've planted the seed about coaching. I haven't said anything about coaching. And that's another thing that I'll give you advice on. I call it the C word. And a lot of times I don't mention the C word in the beginning of the conversation when I'm talking to a challenger in particular, because it can be very intimidating. I might mention it like this, as in refer 3, get yours free. Or I might ask if they would like to get the discount on their Shakeology renewal. Hey, 2 weeks into your 21-day fix challenge group, let people know that you could do a post in your group and say, hey, you guys, it's about time for your next Shakeology to ship out. Is anybody interested in getting a 25% discount on the next shipment? And see if people comment. But if they don't comment, no worries, because a lot of times people don't. Go ahead and personal message each of those challengers. Personal message. You can't get away with it. Can't get away from it. Personal message them and ask them, hey, your Shakeology will be about to ship out in a couple weeks. Have I mentioned to you how you could get a 25% discount on the next shipment? And they're either going to say, no, or they're going to say, yeah, is that coach thing? And then you can go into a conversation about it, right? So definitely plant the seeds. Like I said, I plant these seeds in my challenge group, but I also personal message, especially the ones that I see are really, really engaged. You also want to welcome new coaches. So this is called the bandwagon effect. So when you do have a challenger that signs up as a coach, welcome them in the group so that everybody can see that this person that they've been working out with for the last couple weeks, now they're a coach. If she can be a coach, maybe I can be a coach. If she's getting that discount, maybe I should be getting that discount. The bandwagon effect. And here's one that I did recently in my challenge group. I had 2 of my challengers sign up as coaches, and I welcome them and put their picture in there. I also make sure that I welcome them on my public Facebook page, again, so that all the people that I've been talking to about coaching and then that have been following me, you have silent stalkers, right? You have people that have been following you that you don't even know about. And every time they see a new coach join your team, they're getting one little bit closer to asking you about it, or they're getting one little bit closer to joining you. So always plant those seeds. Where else do you find your people? Well, you find them on social media, right? And so these are the strangers. These are the friends of friends. These are the people that you don't know or the people you don't know very well, right? And so there's a multi-tiered approach to talking about your recruiting opportunity on social media, and I'm going to go through that. First of all, you're going to have a compelling post. And your compelling post is going to be, most usually it's going to be a picture. I like pictures of myself, pictures of you and your family. Pictures tell a story, right? And they're very relatable. So you definitely want to tell your story, and not in a big, huge, drawn out way, but just elements of it. And this is something else I want to caution you about. Don't be embarrassed about where you're at in your business. Maybe you're a brand new coach and you don't have any financial success yet because you just started. You can tell the story of how being a coach has helped you be more accountable to your own fitness. I hear that all the time. I have several new coaches on my team that they've just told me how much it's made a difference in their ability to stick to the program just by being a coach. It kind of elevates their own mental mindset about what they're doing, right? So tell your story about what Beachbody has done for you. And you can always edify your upline, right? So you can tell your story about why you became a coach, and then you can share a little bit perhaps about maybe what your upline has done. My coach used to be a stay-at-home mom just like me, and now she's has no financial worries, or say it a little nicer than that. But you can edify your upline by telling that story, and it brings you two together. But the other thing I want to share with you is, even if you're making some money, $100 a week, that's $400 a month. That is not chump change. That could be a car payment. That's your groceries. That's dance lessons. That's significant income. And so a lot of times you may see the top coaches posting about their income, their $20,000 week, right? And we all ooh and ah over that, and we're all like, oh my gosh. But don't let that discount what you're doing with your business. $100 a week can be life-changing. And you know what that $100 or that $50 is doing for your family. You know that with your Beachbody paycheck, you're able to fill up your gas tank. You know that with your Beachbody income, you're able to pay off your student loans. Share that, because the big $20,000 week gets a lot of shock and awe effect, right? But it can, for some people, that can almost seem like too far off, right? But you're paying off your student loan. You're filling up your car with gas every week. That's very relatable to people. They can totally get that. And they'll say, yeah, that would be cool if I could do that, doing something as fun as you're doing. So tell your story, okay? Your post needs to also have a call to action. So you can ask them, at the end, click here to join my group. Click here to fill out the form. Leave your email and I'll be in touch. Or even just say, comment, I'm all in, and I'll send you more information. Always ask them to do something, because that's how you're going to find out of all the people that are seeing it, who's really interested. And make it simple. That's kind of my advice. Sometimes I'll ask people just to like or comment, because if they're in the grocery store, scrolling through their Facebook while they're waiting to check out, and they see your post, if you tell them to, share why you want to become a coach and leave your email and your phone number and your date of birth, they're not going to have time for that. They may think they're going to do it when they get home, but they're going to forget. But if you just say, hey, like or comment, I'm all in, they can do that real quick, right? And then you know who's interested. So that's very important. Here's an example of a post that I have done for recruiting. And you see I've got pictures that kind of portray elements of my life and just some bullet points about what it's done. I'm asking a question. And down at the bottom, I say, if you're interested, simply click this link to join. And then I also said in comment below, just because sometimes people will do one or the other, right? They don't always follow the instructions exactly. But the reason I like click link to join is this. I've actually had coaches that joined my team tell me that the reason they joined my sneak peek or my business opportunity was because they didn't have to do anything. They saw other coaches. A lot of our followers are following a lot of other coaches, right? And so they saw other coaches post, and they wanted them to fill out a form or give them information about themselves, and they just weren't ready to commit that much. They just wanted to know more. So mine was very non-threatening. It allowed them to join without really having to give me any information. Now, after they join after they request to join my event or my group, I am going to message them and I'm going to get to know them better and I'm going to ask them more about themselves. But this is just a very non-threatening way to get people to respond. So let's talk about some of the different tools. So that previous post was promoting people to join my sneak peek. And you may have heard of sneak peeks. They're also called open houses. And it's just a nice, simple, relaxing way to share about the business. The thing that I really like about the sneak peeks is they're easy and they're all in templates. And what I mean by that is the posts are all documented. Our team runs a 5-day sneak peek. There's also 3-day sneak peeks, 2 days. You can do whatever you want. You can create your own. But again, duplicatable, and you don't have to create the wheel every time, and you have created a system with your sneak peek. So you have it documented. Day 1, here's the post, copy paste. Day 2, here's the post, copy paste. Day 3. So that's what I mean by it's easy for you to run. There's no set time that you have to do it, which makes it easy for your participants. So you just do the post every day and they can tune in whenever they have time. And it only takes a couple minutes to read through the information. So they can do it on their own time. I also like that the sneak peeks reveal your team culture. We really, on Team Dare to Dream, we really do play up our team culture. We play up the teamwork makes the dream work. And we play up the fact that when you join with a strong team that has a strong foundation, that you're going to get a lot more training and resources and support, and that you're really a part of something, because people really like to be a part of something, right? And so that's what we do with our sneak peek. The other thing we do is our bizops, our live business opportunities. And the things about the bizop is it's exciting. I mean, it's live, woohoo, you get to talk to real live people, real live coaches. It's not just mysterious voices and Facebook pictures. These are live people. So it creates a little bit more buzz, and you can pop it out there like, maybe your bizop is at 8 o'clock. You can pop it out there at 7 o'clock and say, hey, who wants to jump on? And people will actually jump on. They're like, oh, I don't have anything going on. I'll just jump on. So there's excitement. The other thing that's nice about the bizop is it's one and done, which means people can get on, they spend 30, 40 minutes, and then it's done. Whereas with the sneak peek, it's 5 days, so it's drawn out a little bit more. So we use both on our team. We do 2 sneak peeks a month, and we do 2 live bizops a month. So we alternate weeks. And again, we invite everyone to everyone every time, right? So here's a drill down of what I talked about by covering all the bases and drilling down with your social media posts. So you want to include all 3 elements when you post on social media. Number 1, you've got your generic Facebook post, and that just goes out on your wall or on your like page, and you're blasting it out there. You don't know what's actually sticking, right? You don't really know how many people are actually seeing it. Some people may see it and it may not register, right? But some people will comment, but you're blasting it out there. And from there, you're hoping to draw in some people that you can now take through the funnel. Then you also create your event. And your event is so important because when you create an event, you can invite people, and these people are going to get a notification. So now it's a direct contact with them. With social media, you're just kind of hunting and pecking about hit or miss, who's going to see it. But with an event, your likelihood of the people seeing your event is greater because they're going to get a one-to-one message, right? Now, they may ignore it, they may decline it, they may just, forget about it, but you're going to get more of a response by inviting people to an event than you do with a general Facebook blast. So you start out with the blast, then you do the event. Now you have everybody in your event. You have people that have RSVP'd. You have people that have said maybe. Now you know, out of all your Facebook friends, now you know who's interested. So this is your low-hanging fruit now, right? So now you can start inbox messaging these people and asking them, hey, I'm so excited that you're going to join our coach sneak peek. I'm curious, what interests you about being a coach? Always ask a question first. Always ask, what interests you about being a coach? Start finding out more about them. And again, that's just a template. You know, you have that response, you copy it and you paste it to everybody that responded because it's warm, it's friendly. What interests you? I'm so excited. What interested you about this? And then from there, you start learning more. You start building those relationships. Now you're in the inbox message, right? Your inbox, it's very personal. Now you're having relationships, you're having conversations. Now, with some of your contacts, you may start with the inbox message. You're going to have your list of people that you want to invite, that you have talked to before, and these people are going to get the personal message, right? They're going to get hey, Susie, I wanted to make sure that you saw I'm hosting a sneak peek into coaching, and I'm so excited about this. And when I think about who I would like to join my team, your name just keeps coming up. So can I add you to the group? Can I add you to the group? That's really, write that down. Can I add you to the group? Not are you interested? Would you like to know more? But can I add you to the group? Again, that's the kind of inbox message you're going to send to the people that you really want to join your group, right? So that's your funnel. And if you have any questions about that, or you have some scenarios you'd like to go over, you can post them in our group. But that's how you're going to do it. And you need to do all three. You don't just do one, you do all three. So again, I mentioned some of the tools that you'll be using. You've got your pipeline. And if you don't, you've got to get a pipeline. Your pipeline is your list. It's all the people that you've talked to, that you want to talk to, or that you are talking to. And your pipeline, we're going to talk about tools next week. We're going to give you some new ideas, but it can be anything. It could be in a spreadsheet. It can be a notebook. It can be a Word document. It can be a whiteboard, whatever you want it to be, but you got to have one. I mean, I kind of use different kinds of pipelines. I've used whiteboards in the past. I have one back here. I might use a notebook, you know, for specific things, and then right now I have an Excel spreadsheet, and I'll share that with you. Templates are really important as well. So you're going to have a template for your sneak peek. You're going to have a template for your bizop. You're going to have, you know, the PowerPoint is already put together. And your team, most likely your upline star diamond, has all of this for the team already. And if you're yourself a diamond coach, then you may want to start developing your own. You may want to take the team information and maybe you want to personalize it. Maybe you want to make the videos in your own voice instead of using your upline diamonds. You can do that at any level, but again, you don't have to recreate the wheel. That's what the point of the templates are. And that again is the value of your team. And that's why we're all doing this together, so we can share our information. Scripts. It's kind of a non-personal word, but it's really very important, because when you're recruiting, like I said, you're not just asking a couple people. You're asking everybody, right? And so picture you invite 2,000 people to your event. It could happen because you have 2,000 friends, right? And you have 50 people that responded. If you have a simple script, like I just told you, hey, Susie, I'm really excited you're joining our sneak peek. I'm curious, what interested you about being a coach? Copy, paste 50 times. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. That is not the step that has to be uber personal. Once you start into conversation, that's when it gets more personal. A calendar. Make sure that you have a calendar and you know when these events are occurring. We have a team calendar, and we have each week when the sneak peek is, when the bizop is, when the sneak peek is, when the bizop is, because you need to be able to plan. I know that with a sneak peek, I'm going to allow more time to promote that. With a bizop, I really only allow about 24 to 48 hours, because a lot of times people aren't going to put it on their calendar to attend my live call at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. But like I said, on Wednesday morning, if they see that, they may say, oh, I don't have anything going on. Yeah, I'll do that. So that's why you want to have a calendar, so that you can prepare and you can promote accordingly. And finally, webinars and recordings. Use your third-party tools. You don't have to wait for a sneak peek or a bizop to invite. Sometimes I'll have coaches say to me, hey, Deb, when's that next sneak peek? Because I'm talking to somebody about being a coach. Well, let's talk about it right now, right? Let's share one of our pre-recorded webinars that we've used and let them, start talking to them now about coaching. You don't need to wait. You've got plenty of tools to do those personal messages and to share information one-on-one. So here's the good part. Here's the secret sauce. These are some of my personal tips on how I am able to recruit so many people every month very consistently. Number one, the secret sauce really is follow up. Follow up, follow up. And here's how I do it. This is the most important thing, and it is the part that requires so much mental muscle, and it requires so much persistence. On ads, Facebook ads, the general Facebook posts, when I'm following up with that, I always send a message to everybody that likes the post and everybody that comments on the post, right? So I'm always going to send a message. Hey, I saw you liked my post. Are you interested in being a coach? Or something like that, something simple. And sometimes people will come back and say, yeah. And I'm like, wow, if I hadn't have asked them that, because even though I might have said, click here to get more information, they didn't. They just liked it. And I never would have known if I hadn't have asked them. Now, a lot of times they're going to say, oh, I just thought that was a really great picture. I love your stories. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks so much. And yeah, it's so much fun. And are you, what kind of fitness do you do? So now I've just used that as an opportunity to build a relationship. Just because it didn't go down the path I was going with that post doesn't mean it's not still of value. To me, this is important. A win is always when you start a conversation with somebody and they respond. A response is a win. A no response to me is the worst thing. So anytime somebody responds to a message that I send them, it's a win. I'm like, yeah. Sneak peeks. Here's what I do with my sneak peeks. Once I have the people in my sneak peeks, I'm going to tag them each day to make sure they see the posts. Because there's not very many. There's only about five posts, and they aren't maybe as group savvy or as group crazy as we are. So I want to make sure they see the post. And I'll just, like if I have 20 people in the sneak peek, I'll just say, hey, I just want to make sure you saw this. There's a lot of information that will answer your questions, and I'll tag them, right? The other thing I do with my sneak peeks is I send inbox messages. So when somebody joins my sneak peek, I'm going to send them an inbox message. Same as with the ad. Hey, I'm so excited to join you in my sneak peek. What interests you about coaching? And then I'm going to send them a message at some point during the sneak peek, about on day 3, and ask them what they like about it. That's the key statement. What do you like about what you've learned so far? Not what do you think, but what do you like about it? And then at the end, I'm going to send another personal message, and I'm going to even message the people that are prospects of my downline. And I do this as a 3-way message. I will send a message to the prospect, and I'll say, hey, I was just checking in to see what you liked about our sneak peek. Is there anything else that Megan or I can answer for you? So now I'm edifying the coach, and I'm bringing us together. And by me messaging them, since I'm the leader of the sneak peek, it also, I think, makes that prospect feel kind of important. It's like, oh, wow, Deb personal messaged me. Again, it's because we edify the team, right? And it makes them feel special. So make sure you help your downline as well, because you want to help create that emerald factory, right? On bizops, I do the same thing. I inbox message everybody that RSVPs and everybody that says maybe. I inbox them, same thing. I'm so excited to see you're coming. What interests you about coaching? I send that before. And then after the bizop, what we find is more people RSVP than actually come. And I'm okay with that. I mean, a lot of times we might have 30 people RSVP and maybe there's 4 people on the call. But that's okay. I'm still, or whoever's doing the call is still going to do a great call, and we're going to record it, because then everybody that RSVP'd will get a message after and say, hey, did you get a chance to jump on the call? Here's a recording just in case. What did you like about it? So you just send that message. Always, always, always ask. Here is the mistake that you may be making right now. You may be expecting that if they're interested, they're going to reach out to you. That is not the case. Remember, recruiting is your job. Helping people get fit is your job. It's your priority. It's not theirs. You add value to their lives by making these things priorities for them. You add value by keeping these things top of mind for them when their busy lives keep having those things pushed down. That's how you add value. And that's where we come into this last part here. Stay connected with your pipeline. Invite over and over and over. So when I'm getting ready to invite, I'll do my events and all that, but I'm going to make sure I go through my pipeline, and I'm going to send personal messages to the people in my pipeline so that they know I haven't forgotten about them. And they know, hey, I just want to make sure you saw I'm doing another sneak peek. Is now a good time to take a look. Over and over. My favorite phrase is this. I totally don't want to be a pain, but I know you were really interested in, helping your family's financial situation. I've got another sneak peek coming up. Can I add you to the group? I totally don't want to be a pain, but I just wanted to check back and see if you were still considering becoming a coach. I totally don't want to be a pain, but I'm telling you, when you use that phrase, you will have somebody that you've sent 2 or 3 messages to before that didn't respond, and they saw it because you can see they saw it. They didn't respond. When you send, I totally don't want to be a pain, they will respond because people are nice and they don't want you to feel bad. It happens every time. They will respond back, oh no, Deb, you could never be a pain. I really appreciate your staying on top of me. I don't know why I can't seem to pull the trigger on this. And then they start talking, and now your relationship continues. Use that phrase, my friends. I totally don't want to be a pain. I use it with my challenge prospects, and I use it with my coaches. Another one is, I'm just checking back in. I know you're super busy, but I'm getting ready to start my next coach mentorship program. And are you ready to get started? If we can get you signed up this weekend, I can get you in that. Just checking back in. I know you're super busy. This way, it lets them know you haven't forgotten about them. You appreciate all they have going on in their life, but you're on top of it. You're on top of it. And that, my friends, is called tenacity. All capital letters. That is really, really the secret sauce of being a rockstar recruiter. You have got to be determined to be the last man standing. And what I mean by that is this. It's almost on my pipeline, I put the date that I started talking to them about coaching, and then I put the date they sign. Sometimes it's, right away, sometimes it's months, sometimes it's years. Tenacity. I'm going to be the last man standing. I'm going to do it in a nice way. I totally don't want to be a pain. If they, I have very few people that have ever told me to get lost. Nobody said it like that, but I have very few red lines on my pipeline. People that have said absolutely not, no way. Be the last man standing. Keep following up. You keep inviting over and over until they say flat out no. You let them know you're on top of it. So many times people will say, I really appreciate your motivation. I appreciate your checking in with me. Thanks for thinking of me. If you say it in the right way, I don't want to be a pain. I just, really want to help if you're ready for this. They will appreciate your honesty. They will appreciate your earnestness, and you will not be a pain. I hear that so often. You're so afraid to follow up because you don't want to be a pain. Well, tell them. That's what I finally figured out. I'm like, well, I'm afraid I'm going to be a pain. I'm going to be a nuisance. I finally just thought, I'm just going to tell them. I really don't want to be a nuisance about this. And it's absolutely a beautiful way to build that relationship. Be the last man standing. So, if I haven't convinced you so far, why must you recruit? I've got one more thing I'm going to share with you, because teamwork makes the dream work. It's my favorite saying, and it's so true. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here is an Emerald's commission summary for 1 week. And as an Emerald, it's you plus 2. So we can assume this coach had at least 2 coaches underneath them. They may have had more, right? You probably did, because they have a team bonus of $42, right? That's, a cycle bonus. $42, you plus 2. Same coach. A few months later, they've gone diamond. Now their team bonus is $90. So let's just stop and think about that. $90 a week, that's almost another $400 a month that they're getting from their team, right? At this point, this diamond has 10 personally sponsored coaches, so they're a brand new diamond, right? And they have 15 total coaches in their downline. 15, that's it. This is not volume from above. This is a coach that is kind of standing on their own. They're building their own volume, right? Same coach as a 2-star diamond. Look at the team bonus. $400 for the week. Multiply that times 4. What kind of income, what kind of change in your life would that bring into your financial situation? 41 personally sponsored coaches, 71 total in their downline, 71 teamwork makes the dream work coaches, right? Same coach, 6-star diamond. Team bonus, $1,500 a week. 76 personally sponsored coaches. So again, they're still recruiting, but look at how exponentially the team is growing. Exponential, 1571, 772. My friends, teamwork makes the dream work. If you want to build a big business, if you want to have Beachbody be something that changes your family's life financially, if it's your dream, if this is what you were meant to do, then you have got to build your team. You've got to recruit like it's your job, because it truly, truly is, my friends. Have a good Diamond Dash. Good luck, and I will look forward to hearing how your new recruiting skills turn out for you.